Good tools, bad tools. I've bought a lot of tools over the years, and I recently purchased some that I thought were going to be... Well, that's frustrating. I just shot a whole video talking about some tools, and I didn't hit record. I hit record when I left. All right, well, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back making a video, but I thought I was recording and I thought I was coming back with some different tools. But instead, I'm shooting again from scratch because you guys are special and worth it. Good tools, bad tools. I've bought a lot of tools over the years, and I recently purchased some that I thought were going to be, well, great. Unfortunately, they ended up being a bit of a disappointment. My buddy sent me a photo of these flush cut Snips, nail pullers, whatever you want to call them, from Fast Cap. He was pumped. He said game changer. One word, one photo. So I immediately went onto Amazon and, well, I purchased 3. The big ones, the small ones, and some, I don't know the proper, but, top nail puller. All of them are flush. That's what really set it apart for me, because most Snips nail pullers have a dual bevel. Cars, I'm not sure how well this is picking up the cars. But most of them have a dual bevel, which makes it so that you cannot snip the nail off right at the surface. You end up with a little stub, which you can grind off, but it really defeats the purpose if you're trying to snip something off, get it out of your way. So these things were exciting to order. They came in the mail. I immediately threw them into my toolbox and excited to get to work with them. And I did. And immediately, after a couple of nails, I realized that, well, that straight blade, that straight edge, was starting to look serrated like a knife. Like a saw. And that's not what you want. Basically, all these gaps, you can see light through the gaps of them, and every nail I pulled, small, trim, 18 gauge, stainless steel even, which is a soft metal, it was just destroying these things immediately. So these things, I would not recommend buying, it's too bad, because Fast Cap as a company I think is very neat. Business-wise, they do a lot of lean manufacturing and production, all in the States, which is neat. And well, just their business model and the way they operate is, it's a great way to run a business if you're producing good quality products. I have bought products from them. I love their double-sided tapes. There's some other products that I've used that are absolutely wonderful from them, but these things are a fail in my mind. Now, what has lasted me and what inspired me to get, especially these ones, were these guys. I think they were originally fencing dikes is what they called them, or at least that's what I was learned them as out in Colorado, where a lot of people were doing ranching and fencing and stuff. But great nail pullers, great staple pullers, big staples. And I've had these things for probably close to 2 decades, and there's no damage to the gripping edge. It is completely flat as it once was. And yes, Crescent, just like the original Crescent wrench, these things have held up very, very well. I will leave a description if I can find them, or not a description, a link for them in the description if I can find them. I found a larger, these are 8-inch, I think, 10-inch maybe. I don't have a tape measure near me. The ones I found were 14-inch, which are big. Too big for a lot of my purposes, but I could see how if you do a lot of heavy stuff, they could be quite handy. Another tool from Crescent. I bought this mini set, mini needle nose pliers and mini snips. You know, the Snips, they held up pretty well for a while. I used them to pull a lot of small nails, often used for sprung bronze in historic doors and windows. So pulling out those old nails can be a pain. So something small, tight, flush with a pointy end is quite handy. I actually, where did I bring them over here? I have another set from, these have lasted well, the Crescent mini needle nose. But the this one made by Craftsman, I filed the name off. Not flush trim, but not a single ding. It's still flat across, grabs perfect, great for pulling nails out. It's just hard to get nails that are cut off closer, which is why the flush, you know, these flush guys can be nice, but if they don't hold up, if they just fall apart, I mean, then the tip on this thing is skewed out, bent out, and that was one nail. These have held up, and I've got one more set. Actually, let me go get those. They're right over here. I am pretty sure that these are also made by Craftsman, and they've held up a lot better than the fast cap ones, and similar in size. The spring mechanism on this is nicer. This sprung piece of metal can be a pain in the butt. It can get off track and basically not work very well. These handles slip off, so that's kind of not the best, but it fits in the palm quite nicely. And what I did with this one, I filed it down so that it was flush and skinnier on the tip. You have to make sure that you don't do that too fast with a grinder, because if you heat up the steel, you will lose the tempering and it will no longer have the same strength, and it will end up looking like these. But yeah, surprisingly, the Craftsman tools have held up quite well, and the Crescent heavy duty puller is, I'll search some more for this, and as I said, I'll link it down below if I can find it, because this one, it's great. It's just not flush cut. I do want to try some others. KNIPEX makes some nips that I want to try. I can't remember if they're flush cut or if they're more like these. I don't think they were like these. But really, I need to find a pair of small guys that don't bend up and don't ding up with pulling single nails. So that's today's tool video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, all them things. Actually, just leave me a comment. Let me know what you're working on and what tools you're interested in learning more about. That being said, see you guys in the next video. Did I do it right this time?